Today's headlines. Checks on unvaxxed up. Job order nurses, not paid benefits. DOH DTI, no paracetamol shortage. Absentee quarantine scheme being probed. Banks warned on digital vote buying. Hotel in Poblacion Girl fiasco suspended and fined according to DOT. North Korea fires unidentified projectile into sea. Obiena faces Estafa case. Northeast monsoon to bring rains in Luzon. Good morning, I'm Roy Pelovelio, and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is January 5, 2022, and these are the latest news this Wednesday morning. National Capital Region officials will team up with the police to ensure that unvaccinated and partially vaccinated individuals are complying with mobility and other restrictions imposed by the government. Metropolitan Manila Development Authority Chairperson Benhor Abalos Jr. said on Tuesday that law enforcers will conduct random visits to establishments to make sure that their customers are limited to individuals who have completed their coronavirus shots. Metro mayors have agreed on Monday to prohibit unvaccinated people from stepping out of their homes except when procuring essential goods and during medical emergencies. The order will take effect upon the approval of local ordinances stating such, and it will last until the capital region de-escalates to alert level 2 or 1. Based on government estimates, the policy will cover some 100,000 to 250,000 Metro Manila residents who remain unvaccinated or partially vaccinated against COVID-19. Abalos said exempted from such restrictions are those who cannot receive vaccine shots due to medical conditions or allergies. He added that fully vaccinated individuals in Metro Manila are advised to always bring their vaccination cards or documents that prove they have completed their vaccine shots. Under the guidelines set by the MMDA, unvaccinated or partially vaccinated individuals are barred from dine-in services. Domestic travel for social and leisure purposes is also not allowed. Outdoor exercises, meanwhile, are permitted for all regardless of their vaccination status. About 49.8 million Filipinos have received complete jab doses against coronavirus, while 57.12 million individuals are still waiting for their second doses, according to the latest government data. The Philippine Nurses Association decried on Tuesday what it claimed to be the continuing non-payment of the special risk allowance and other benefits of some of its members. PNA President Melbert Reyes told reporters that most of those that have not been paid are job order nurses, prompting many of them to choose to work abroad instead. The non-payment, Reyes said, is prevailing despite the repeated assurance of the Department of Health that the benefits due frontline health professionals are being given them. He said that those who have chosen to stay are reluctant to openly air their grievances because they fear that as job order workers, their contracts may not be renewed. The DOH on 28 November 2021 reported that 15.7 billion pesos worth of benefits for healthcare workers have been disbursed as of 26 November based on the latest reconciled figures reflected in the Statement of Allotment, Obligation, and Balances. Included in the amount are 7,915,760,434 pesos as SRA of 486,585 healthcare workers from December 2020 to 30 June 2021, and 6,000 rather 6,555,957,185 pesos SRA and active hazard duty pay released last year for 315,652 rather 652 and 390,662 healthcare workers respectively. Also in November, House Bills 9640, 10198, 10285, 10331, and 10365 were approved to ensure the continuing allotment of allowances and benefits for healthcare workers as the COVID-19 pandemic drags on. The bills seek to give public and private health facility workers along with non-medical personnel and barangay health workers tax-free SRA and hazard duty pay during the state of public health emergency from 1 July 2021. The measures also provide monthly allocations consisting of 3,000 pesos for low-risk workers, 6,000 pesos for medium risk, and 9,000 pesos for the high risk. The Department of Health has denied there's presently a shortage of paracetamol and similar drugs for flu-like symptoms amid the sudden demand for them after the holidays. In a statement, the DOH said it has consulted major drugstore chains as well as local manufacturers and suppliers in the country regarding the supply of said medicines. The department said it is constantly monitoring the status of supply of critical medicine for COVID-19, including supportive medicine for symptomatic treatment. It also assured the public that the agency is working with all concerned government agencies, such as the Food and Drug Administration and the Department of Trade and Industry, to secure the needed health products in line with the country's fight against COVID-19. The agency appealed to the public to refrain from hoarding, panic buying, or the unnecessary purchases of the mentioned drugs. Likewise, Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez said that his agency has yet to receive reports of a shortage of paracetamol. The DTI said that the temporary tight supply may be due to the late replenishment of stocks in various drug stores. Meanwhile, pharmaceutical company Unilab announced Tuesday that some of its products are currently not available in select drugstores due to extraordinary demand. Tribune News on Q will be back after these short reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Si Harry Roque ang pinakamagaling na spokesman, kaya inggit sa kanya ang oposisyon.
Tama lang na ipinaglaban ko ang balik trabaho para bumalik ang kita ng mga nagtatrabaho at naghahanap buhay. Hindi pwedeng magutom ang pamilya. Dapat lang po ingat buhay para sa hanap buhay. Basta trabaho, kita at hanap buhay ang nakataya. Nasa harap niyo po ako.
Ibigay natin ang tudong suporta kay Harry.
Mga katribu, tara na't makiisa at matuto sa mga public service programs hatid ng Kalingang Katribu. Tuwing Lunes, nandyan ang usapang business na magbibigay tips at inspirasyon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs kasama sina Comfy Manalo at Vernon Velasco. Tuwing Miyerkules, usapang pangkalusugan naman ang tatalakayin ni Miss Cory Quirino sa Health and Wellness. At tuwing Biyernes naman, kung legal advice ang kailangan mo, sagot ka na ng Legal Diaries kasama si Elmer Navarro Manuel at mga guest lawyers. Lahat ng yan mapapanood tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. The Philippine National Police will investigate the possible complicity of hotels in allowing persons supposedly under quarantine in their facilities to go out before the end of their mandated isolation period. PNP Chief General Leonardo Carlos said they are now in talks with other law enforcement agencies to get to the bottom of the so-called absentee quarantine scheme. Interior and Local Government Secretary Eduardo Año and PNP Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Director Major General Albert Ignatius Pero earlier said they both have received information about the scheme. Año said such acts are illegal and put people at risk. The scheme came to light after 2 Filipino women who returned from abroad were apprehended for skipping their scheduled quarantine at different hotels in Makati City. Carlos said, while trying to delve into the scheme, the PNP will also comply with Año's order to conduct random visits at hotels designated as quarantine facilities, as well as business establishments in areas under Alert Level 3. Meanwhile, Makati City Mayor Abby said yesterday they are planning to file charges against Berjaya Hotel, where Gwyneth Ann Chuo, a returning Filipino traveler from the United States, allegedly skipped quarantine procedures. Chuo reportedly tested positive for COVID-19, along with several persons she allegedly partied with. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is closely coordinating with the Commission on Elections and the Philippine National Police to curb vote buying or selling using digital financial platforms. The BSP issued Memorandum M-2021-074 to mitigate the possible use of electronic channels like online banking and mobile wallets in vote buying or selling activities. It reminded supervised financial institutions or SFIs to enhance their surveillance and monitoring measures. Possible scenarios cited by the BSP included the concentration of transaction account registration in an area where vote buying or selling has been identified as rampant. Banks were alerted to be vigilant of large cash transactions during the election period and to adjust their fraud management systems and transaction monitoring parameters. The BSP said the SFIs should also implement necessary enhancements and remedial measures to ensure that appropriate customer onboarding processes and effective FMS are in place. Likewise, the public is urged to report suspected unlawful activities related to digital transactions to the PNP. The Department of Tourism on Wednesday suspended the accreditations of Berjaya Hotel Makati and revoked its permit as a multiple-use hotel for its failure to stop Gwyneth Chua, or dubbed as Poblacion Girl, from breaking quarantine rules. According to the DOT, Berjaya Hotel Makati was also fined, equivalent to twice the rack rate of its most expensive room. Berjaya, in a reply on 1 January 2022, admitted that based on CCTV footage, Chua left the hotel at 11:45 p.m. or just 15 minutes after checking in upon her arrival on 22 December. The DOT added that neither did the hotel security personnel nor the front lobby call her attention, and neither was there any effort to report the incident to the Bureau of Quarantine, even after her return 3 days later. She was later seen in social media posts at a bar in Poblacion, Makati City. Chua, who was booked for a mandatory 5-day quarantine at the hotel until 27 December, later returned on the night of 25 December. She underwent RT-PCR tests on 26 December, and her result came out positive the next day. A copy of the decision was served to Berjaya Hotel, which has 15 working days to appeal the said decision. Tribune News on Q will be back after these short reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. North Korea has fired a projectile into the sea, the South's military and the Japanese Coast Guard said Wednesday, in what will be the first such launch by Pyongyang this year. In the decade since Kim Jong-un took power, North Korea has seen rapid progress in its military technology at the cost of international sanctions. Despite severe economic difficulties during the coronavirus pandemic, Kim said last week the country would continue to build up its military capabilities. In its latest apparent launch, an unidentified projectile was fired into the sea east of the peninsula, the South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement without immediately providing further details. Japan's Coast Guard said it spotted what appeared to be ballistic missiles fired from North Korea, warning vessels in the area to not approach any suspicious objects. In 2021, nuclear-armed North Korea said it successfully tested a new type of submarine-launched ballistic missile, a long-range cruise missile, a train-launched weapon, and what it described as a hypersonic warhead. The dialogue between Washington and Pyongyang remains stalled following the collapse of talks between Kim and then-President Donald Trump in 2019. Under Trump's successor Joe Biden, the United States has repeatedly declared its willingness to meet North Korean representatives while saying it will seek denuclearization. Obiena's hopes of competing in the Paris Olympics for the country completely evaporated after the Philippine Athletics Track and Field Association formally kicked him out of the national team. In a press briefing yesterday, the federation said the five-man investigating panel had already wrapped up its probe and found Obiena liable of misusing government funds and falsifying documents, actions that merit his removal from the national athletics squad. Aside from expulsion, the Estafa said it will also slap Obiena with Estafa charge over the 6,000 euros or roughly 360,000 pesos that were supposed to be the payment for his Ukrainian coach Vitaly Petrov from 2018 to 2021. On the same note, the federation also terminated Petrov's coaching services with the national team and will file a complaint against him before the World Athletics for violation of the Integrity Code of Conduct after he withdrew his previous statements against his athlete. Meanwhile, Obiena's outspoken advisor James Lafferty had been declared persona non grata for making allegations against the federation. Also implicated was Obiena's mother Janet, who served as the Estafa auditor at the height of the controversy. The federation said the elder Obiena misappropriated an amount of 624,116 pesos that she claimed from the Philippine Sports Commission under the pretext that it is the reimbursement of the coaching fee paid to Petrov from January to March 2019. The Estafa will forward the outcome of the investigation and the recommendations of the investigating body to the PSC for its filing of charges before the Commission on Audit. Estafa President Philip Elawico said seeing his prized athlete, the third best pole vaulter in the world, lose his status as a national athlete saddens him, but he has to do it in the spirit of transparency, accountability, honesty, and fairness in using government fund. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration on Wednesday said that northeast monsoon is currently affecting Luzon. According to the Weather Bureau, Davao Region, Zamboanga Peninsula, Sarangani, Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi in southern Palawan will have cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, while Ilocos provinces, Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Aurora, and the northern portion of Quezon will have cloudy skies with light rains. On the other hand, Visayas, the rest of Mindanao, and the rest of Palawan will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers. Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains. Temperature will range from 21.5 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the following: the SM Store, Araneta Center, the Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Roy Pelobelio, and you are watching Tribune News on Cue. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarcito are available on our community Viber.